And, the police only come because they're trying to make money off these people, trying to give them fines, funds for not having a bell on your bike, not having reflectors, little things like that. And these fines are not cheap. They're 200, 300. So
yeah, a lot of money.
A lot of people have gotten fines. They've even installed a camera at IMAX now because the rideouts, there's so many rideouts. So I think they use that footage as well to get people that are on e-bikes. They tend to maybe go to their house a few weeks later and say, we caught you on the camera, riding an e-bike. Yeah, little things like that. That's why the police are trying to really get involved, because it's money for them.
Because I noticed on one of the things that you were advertising, I think it said knives down, bikes up or something. Like, what's the story with that?
The youth crime in Australia is bad. And, especially in Melbourne, it's just getting out of control. With bike life, this is a good opportunity for people to come out, socialize, get away from stealing cars, robbing people. Here you can make new friends, learn tricks, do YouTube, make content. I don't know why the government doesn't help us. They should be working with us and then against us. That's why I promote the message, because it's a powerful message. And a lot of these boys text me, called me saying, you've actually changed my life. This bike life movement has affected my life in a good way.
And welcome to The Harm Principle. This is a show where we talk to the dissidents, dreamers and visionaries in Australia. Now, the guest that I've got today, he likes to ride a bike. Now, you wouldn't think that that's very controversial, but actually in Victoria and even throughout Australia, it actually can be controversial sometimes. So I'd like to introduce our special guest for today, Jordan Forte. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for coming in and talking with us.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for having me here. I'm a big fan of your work, and I can't wait for this conversation.
Great. So tell me a bit about yourself and what you've been doing. So you've basically central to this new sort of movement in Victoria, and not just Victoria, actually throughout the world. But tell us what's been going on in Victoria and what role you've had in it.
Well, where do we start? So basically my whole career, if you want to call it a career, I do bike life, and I make videos online. I make content, reels, all that. And, I started this when I was younger, when I was 16. I'm currently 21. And, bike life wasn't really big in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And from 16, I grew it so big to the point now it's just all around Australia.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Now, when you were 16, that would have been sort of during the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of kids during the pandemic who had a lot of things going on. And tell me sort of how that started. Like what made you want to do this at that point?
With COVID, it was a tough time for everyone. And I was in school during that time, and I was at home just watching videos a lot, trying to waste time, kill time. And I was watching people overseas do bike life, doing wheelies, going to rideouts, doing tricks, making content. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to do it here. I just wanted to join someone. And I looked on the internet. I searched bike life in Melbourne, bike life in Australia, and nothing was showing up. And then, everything kind of just clicked, and I just seen an opportunity for me to make it big here. And that really motivated me to make it big. And it's gone to the point it's so big now, like everyone knows what it is. Mostly, besides the older people, they're not too familiar how it works. But it was during COVID. And I feel like COVID was a good time for me to start as well, because, man, everyone wanted to get out the house. And geez, COVID, you couldn't even leave your house. Yeah, you could be out for 10 minutes, you have to come back home. So COVID was a bad time, but a good opportunity for the bike life.
Yeah, right. So for people that might not understand who are watching this, can you explain what's a ride out? Like, what actually happens? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, well, a ride out is, say, 30 people, 50, depends how many, normally a lot of people, all coming together, riding in an area or the city, and just having fun, enjoying your time, being outside, socializing, and, making content. And then we call it bike life.
Mm-hmm.
And as well, bike life, you got other things that are involved, doing tricks by yourself. Normally get someone to record you doing all these tricks while doing a wheelie, and it's quite impressive. It's hard to learn. And I mean, that's what bike life is. And it's just a community. Everyone come together.
Mm. Well, rather than just talk about it, why don't we show a clip of one of the ride-outs? This was an e-bike ride-out, right? The one near the museum?
Yeah, I just call it e-bike ride-out or just ride-out, just whatever. It's just a ride-out. That's what it's called.
All right, so let's take a look.
Oh, there is numbers here. Hello. What the hell? Hey. Oh my God, yo boys. Yo. How you doing? Yo, jeez, man. Wow, there's a lot of people. Fuck. Damn, bro. Damn. Bro, what do you think?
Handy brother.
Yeah, you got a texter?
Yep.
Oh. Damn, you hold that?
Can you show it like?
Oh shit. Oh no.
Trade.
One more? Oh man, there's a lot of people here.
Dustin, can I use your red marker?
Where's the guy with the camera? No.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
Is that a helmet? Huh? Nah, not my helmet. This is my new helmet.
Yeah, can I borrow the Forte?
I need my
Okay. Sorry. Yo. Okay, this is a big crowd here. We got a massive ride out. There's hundreds of people here. Let's go! Now, look around you. Look how many of us there are. There is hundreds of us. So, today we're gonna have a good day. We're gonna respect the law because, hey, there's no police, so let's not go stupid. As well, I got some things to give away. It's nothing much. So, can someone hold this?
Oh, you bet. I'll hold.
No, here.
Oscar! I'll hold it.
Come on.
Oh, Oscar! Holy shit! Let's go, Oscar!
I just got a few stickers, collector stickers still, and then just a chain. Does anybody actually need a chain?
Yes, Forte, right here. Forte, the cameraman. Forte, the cameraman. Oh, no way. Forte, the cameraman.
There's only a few left, I found it. Hey, if you boys want to ride today, make some noise. Now, hey, you gotta understand, there's a lot of us. So the way we're gonna have to control the crowd for the new people, when I say left, you have to say left so we all communicate. So we'll just do a practice run. Left. Right. Straight. Straight left, right. Okay, I don't really got anything else to say, but let's ride! Let's go! Yo.
Can I get a photo?
Yeah, bro.
All right, so when did that actually happen?
That was maybe 3 weeks ago. That was recent.
Yeah, and like, it's pretty wholesome, right? It's like boys and young men, nearly all boys there, I think, in the that I saw in the video.
Yeah, I don't know if any girls showed up, but there is a few girls starting to show up now and then. So, which is good. You know, we need that.
And you were trying to tell all the kids to, like, you know, stay safe and obey the law and all this sort of stuff. And I didn't see any machetes or knives or anything there. It's like, I think one of the things that is a real problem at the moment is like there's all these people talking about youth crime and stuff, and yet we find ourselves in a situation, and we'll get to it a bit later, where kids who are doing stuff which is wholesome, like, you know, riding their bike, they get hassled out by the police and by the media and all sorts of people. Like, you know, what do you make of that?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a good opportunity for the youth and adults just to come out and, you know, spend their days better than doing something that can get them in trouble. And, you know, the police only come because they're trying to make money off these people, trying to give them fines, you know, fines for not having a bell on your bike, not having reflectors, little things like that. And these fines are not cheap. They're 200, 300. So
yeah, a lot of money.
A lot of people have gotten fines from these ride-outs. So they're obviously making a lot of money here. You know, they've even installed a camera at IMAX now because the ride-outs, there's so many ride-outs. So I think they use that footage as well to get people that are on e-bikes. They tend to maybe go to their house a few weeks later and say, we caught you on the camera riding an e-bike. And yeah, little things like that. That's why the police are trying to really get involved, because it's money for them to make.
Mm-hmm. And like I saw in that video as well, like, you know, you're sort of famous with this crew, right? They were coming up and wanting you to sign their helmets with texters and stuff like that. Like, how's that feel to be sort of a leader of this movement in some ways?
Yeah, well, a lot of these people know my story, how many problems I went through to get to this point where I am now. I didn't quit. I never gave up. So, you know, I put in the hard work. I've been to Sydney, Vietnam. So, I mean, it's understandable, and I get it, because, you know, these people need a leader. They need a role model to look up to. And, you know, I'm not that person. Sometimes I can do some bad things, but most of the time I'm doing good.
Yeah, because I noticed on one of the things that you were advertising, it said, I think it said knives down, bikes up or something. Like, what's the story with that? Yeah,
well, the youth crime in Australia is bad. And, you know, especially in Melbourne, it's just getting out of control. And in the future, it's just going to keep on getting worse. I 100% see that, and I guarantee that's going to happen. And with Bike Life, this is a good opportunity for people to come out, socialize, get away from stealing cars, robbing people. Here you can make new friends, learn tricks, do YouTube, make content. It's just, it's perfect. I don't know why the government doesn't like help us. You know, they should be working with us and then against us. And, you know, that's why I promote the message, because it's a powerful message. And a lot of these boys, well, some have texted me, called me saying, you know, you've actually changed my life. This Bike Life movement has affected my life in a good way. So the media won't really cover that. They'll only cover the bad side of Bike Life, which you don't normally see on the news, you know, the good side. So that's why I promote the message. And, you know, as well, me growing up, I've been around that. I've seen someone get slashed. I've had someone pull a knife on me, and I know what that feels like.
Wow.
And it's not good. Imagine losing your kid to knife crime. It's
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. And so you said, like, with your story, so like, I know you started it when you were 16. So what's that journey looked like over the last 5 years?
Yeah, well, when I was 16, I started with 10, 20 people at my first ride out. And then slowly over the time, it started getting bigger. It got to one point there was like 400 people.
And how do you connect with them?
Social media, my Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
That's how it works. And yeah, that ride out with 400 people, that's kind of when everything changed. The police got in my life. They started harassing me. This goes on. And yeah, from there, I've just had a really big challenge with them. You know, they've just come at me, knocking on my door all the time.
So tell me a bit about that. So we've spoken before, last time I met you, about the police. And I think you said they came to your home, and did they even raid you? And yeah. So like, what was the justification for all of that?
Yeah, raiding me because they got cameras in the city. So like one time I was riding my bike and I was riding on the footpath, which you can't do if you're over 12.
Right.
That's a fine. I was riding not in the bike lane. That's a fine. Little things like that, I got raided. I had 16 charges against me. I had to go court for that. I won the court case because the judge said this is stupid.
Yeah.
And it was just little things like that. And
so it's things like you weren't quite in the bike lane, or you're on the footpath for a minute or whatever, and they raid your house for that?
Yeah, because that's the only thing they can get me with. because ride outs, it's not illegal.
Yeah,
You can do it.
Of course, you're just riding a bike,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And I heard some people complain, and I actually brought this up in Parliament. They were saying, "Oh, all these bikes, they're blocking the traffic." And I made the point, well, you are traffic, right? Like you've got just as much right to ride on the road as anyone else, right? So like it's sort of, and I don't know, like it just feels like we've gotten to this sort of wowzer state now where people complain about youth crime and stuff like that. And when youth, particularly, young boys and men, are doing something that's wholesome like this, they don't cut them any slack. Like, I mean, like you say, like the government and the cops should be working with you, not like hassling you out and raiding your house and fining you over petty little stuff that's like, you're not putting anyone in danger if you do that sort of thing, right? Like it's, yeah.
Well, the thing is, I've actually tried working with the police, but, if I work with the police and someone gets, say, in trouble, someone does something wrong, I get in trouble. So, they tried working with me ages ago. I do remember, but I mean, I can't accept that. I can't get in trouble for someone's actions.
Yeah, you can't be responsible for everyone, right?
Yeah, and speaking about that, I have gotten in trouble for people's actions. I had to go court for that. And, I've won all my court cases because it's just stupid.
What did you get into trouble for? Like someone else did something and then how's that your fault?
Yeah, there was like, for example, there was one guy that was doing a skid on a car park, on top of a car park. And I filmed it for my YouTube. And like, I got in trouble for that. Like, how am I getting in trouble when someone else is doing it? You can see in the video, it's not me. You can hear my voice behind the camera. It's just, it's
so they were trying to say that it was you inciting it, or
yes,
right?
Yes.
So it was an incitement thing, yeah, right? Incitement to have fun, I guess. But yeah, okay, yeah, it's like it's wild that they would raid your house over that. Like I expect them to be raiding houses, drug dealers and like burglars, and not people going out and riding their bikes. It's sort of wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid. It's just we're riding bikes. That's it. And like when they raid my house, it's just. Like my poor mother, like, she had to go through a lot. And even me, just the way they talk to me, my mother, it's just they treat us like we're pigs. That's how they treat us.
Yeah, right. That's awful. So let's have a look at, so you've actually filmed some of these interactions with the police, and we've got a couple of clips here now. So why don't we have a look at this first interaction with the police, and then we'll have a chat about it.
So we've obviously, you've got a good relationship going now with Al. It's good to see. What we never want to see is another example of what happened last week in Chapel Street. It's just not on. It can kill people, mate.
Yeah.
Right. And if you are seen to be a leader of that, guess who we're coming to see?
Me.
All right. You don't want that. So these boys have been good to us today.
Yeah.
Really happy with what's happened. We've had a good ride, 3 hours. So we're happy. I'll be reporting back to my boss that we're quite happy with what's happened today.
Yeah.
And you're kind of a leader of this group, so we hold you to a higher standard. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. So I've said to the boys they can hang around a bit longer, but it's probably time to go home. We've had about 3.5 hours.
So tell us what was going on there. So that was the same location at a different time. The police officer was coming up to you, and I think he said near the end, I'm going to hold you responsible because you're the leader of the group for whatever happens. Like, what was he talking about?
Yeah, well, that was 4 years ago, that video, and we're just riding around the city. I think there was a few of us doing tricks and all that, and they were just following us. There wasn't many of us. And, he said, you're the leader, so you're going to be accountable. Now,
So that was in 2021, was it?
yeah.
Right. So this was right in the middle of the pandemic, actually, then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Okay.
And so, I mean, that's a example of why they target me because, they're calling me the leader. And that's why they don't go after anyone else. There's other people that make content online with e-bikes especially, and they don't get in trouble. But me, anything I do, I get in trouble because the police, they monitor my account and they still monitor my social media till this day. So anything I do, I have to be careful. And like most of the time I'm doing good, but it's just like...
It's stressful.
It's like I got a ghost on my back telling me, oh, watch out, constantly of the police. And like I shouldn't like be concerned about everything. Like it's just it's not right.
What do you think the police should be doing?
Well, they should be working with everyone, not giving fines to people. Maybe giving them warnings, saying next time you come to these rideouts, can you please bring a bell as well? Talking to these people like a human being.
Yeah.
Not treating them like pigs, saying, how are you going to pay with that? You're going to use your daddy's money? Because talking like that is not right. Police are meant to protect us and work with us. They're not meant to be against us. So,
Like, it would be sort of cool, like, if the cops actually addressed them and said, look, you know, some of you guys haven't got bells on, like, you know, I'm not going to give you a fine today, but go home and get a bell, right? Or I saw some of you riding off the bike path, you know, don't do that because you're going to run over a grandma or something or whatever. Yeah. Like, if they worked with them like that, it'd be sort of cool, right? Because then, you know, they'd be like, okay, well, the cops being nice, so we'll do the right thing as well and work together. But that's not what's happening, right?
Yeah, and sometimes, like in Sydney, the cops are kind of easy on you. They give you a warning. They're just like, come on, man, just bring a helmet next time. And they kind of work with you. Sometimes, though. It's not all the time. But yeah, here it's just, you know, it's just money. Let's make money off these kids. Let's do it. Come on. That's what it is.
Because I heard in Parliament, or actually through the media, that the police are doing some sort of crackdown on e-bikes and stuff at the moment. Have you seen much difference in the policing, like, quite recently?
Yes and no. I've definitely noticed a lot of e-bikes, though, coming to the rideouts. It's changed. At the start of the rideouts, it was all push bikes. Then slowly in 2022 or 2023, that's when the e-bikes slowly started to build up. And now mostly everyone rocks up on e-bikes. And obviously the police are trying to crack down on all these people. And they're normally, well, what they're starting to do, what I've noticed recently, they're just looking at my videos or looking on YouTube or TikTok, like Melbourne Rideout, they'll search for that and then find maybe someone's TikTok account and they're riding an e-bike, and they'll probably try to go over their account and see if they can find their face. And then with that, if they find their face, they can track them down.
All right. Well, let's have another look at another video. This is another interaction with police, and if we can chuck that on now.
I don't know what you're saying. Yo. Oh. What have I done?
You're acting like a fool.
I'm not, and
Get your hands off the handlebars and you're riding without it, which is an offence, mate.
well, I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, I know what you're doing, and I need you to stop it. You got it?
Yeah, I'm just
I'll
willing.
give you a ticket just for being a smart aleck, because you're riding without your hands on the handlebars and you're clowning around.
I mean, what's...
Because you and your mates are taking video of it. I don't like that sort of rubbish. You got me?
Yeah, alright, but...
You're going to be a smart aleck.
I'm not being a smart ass. I'm just willing.
I can see what you're doing, so I need you to stop it. You're doing it because you're right next to us.
Yeah, but I'm allowed to willy though.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
No, mate, this isn't a trick track.
I am allowed to willy.
Not here.
Yeah. So why did our officer tell me I can then?
No, not on the road, mate.
Yeah, he said I can.
No, I'm listening to you. You can't, mate. I know what I'm talking about.
Alright. Yeah. I'm not going in between cars, I'm just on the bike path. Yeah.
It's a safety issue. If you've got proper control of your bike, what happens?
If I hit someone, then I'm responsible.
No, but if someone hits you, then you go in front of the car and the car goes on top.
But trust me, that won't happen.
I get that too, yeah, but that's the reason.
Yeah.
It's a safety issue, yeah.
Alright, anyway.
Come over and get unstuck, and then you get run over.
Alright.
You've got to think about the person that runs you over too, mate.
Yeah. Alright, may I go? Alright, have a good night.
All right. So when did that happen? So that's actually interesting. So I don't know whether you know that they're not normal police. They're public order response team. They're normally used for riots and protests and stuff like that. So they're a different arm of the police. But when did that happen?
That might have been 3 years ago.
Yep.
But like you've seen with that clip, the cop comes into the bike lane. I'm riding.
He nearly hit you.
He did. Imagine if he hit me.
Yeah.
You know, I probably would have gone won a court case. But anyways, he comes into the bike lane. I'm doing a wheelie, which is legal. Then he starts saying, I don't like what you're doing. So,
Okay.
I don't even know who this dude is.
So just to clarify, you were telling me before, like, doing a wheelie is legal.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know that. I should know that, I guess. But
you can do a wheelie on a push bike, but you can't do it on an e-bike or motorbike.
right. Okay.
So yeah, the cop's giving me attitude. I don't know this guy. He said, I'm gonna give you a fine because you're being a smart ass. So the way he's talking, this guy's much older than me. He should know to settle down.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, I know what you guys are doing and I don't like it. So he must be talking about the videos online that I post. Well, I don't care. That's not my problem. That's your problem. I don't know who you are. But little things like that, I have gone through so many times. And most of the time I've recorded it on my channel. So the police are making up their own rules. You know, they got too much power and their egos are boosting out of their head. And there needs to be some type of change because you're not no one to me. I don't know who you are. You're not related to me. So like, why? Why do that?
It's a good point. And I think there was another one. So you talked before, like you've had interactions with police in other states as well.
Yeah.
So in New South Wales, how did you find it different in New South Wales? I think you said before they sometimes are a bit more lenient in New South Wales.
Yeah. Look, I've been there about 3 times. The first time I went, it wasn't bad. The police probably weren't the best that time when I was there. Went again, second time, and it was good. Everyone was having a great time. Third time I went, it was a bit more kind of like here in Melbourne. They were more aggressive, giving out fines. And yeah, all those type of things. And just being rude as well to human beings.
I think we've got some video of New South Wales as well there. So let's have a look at that.
So even if you told us how you actually activate the bike, but you're not willing to do that because you know it's an illegal bike.
Like I said, I'm not too aware, but
we should probably take this then because it appears that it's not safe enough for you to ride because you don't know how to ride it. That would be dangerous for you. If we let you ride this,
but you
could
said
possibly injure yourself. That would be a problem.
But you're the bike expert, so you should know how to turn it on.
No, it's all different, but you don't know how to ride it, and you don't.
I know how to ride a
bicycle.
bicycle.
If you don't know how to operate it, then that would be a danger to you.
I do know how to ride a
I'm
bicycle.
concerned for your welfare, so I should probably seize your bike.
I do know how to ride a bicycle.
You don't know how to ride this bicycle. This is
a
bicycle. How do you turn it on?
Right. It has.
How do you turn it on?
It has a chain.
It's a powered bicycle.
How to turn on a bike.
Is it?
Yes. That's why it has a battery, which I just pressed, which is fully charged.
Yeah.
But you don't know that, which means this bike represents it. Actually, it's quite dangerous for you. Not knowing how to ride a bicycle.
I do know how to ride a bicycle. I do. I do know how to ride a bicycle.
I'm actually concerned for your welfare, Jordan.
It's all right. I'm a grown adult. Thank you.
So,
I do appreciate that.
That's okay. We'll seize the bike.
No. But why? But how are you going to seize the bike?
Because clearly
I know how to ride a
you're
bicycle.
not aware to how to ride this.
I do know how to ride a bicycle.
You don't even know how to
I
turn
haven't
it on.
I haven't figured out. Why can't? Can I show you how I ride?
You can show me how you turn it on.
I got to figure it out.
Oh, you don't know how to do it. You should probably tell your social media you don't know how to turn your bike on.
I don't understand what I'm doing. I just came here and I want to
don't know
ride.
how to turn your bike on, that's dangerous.
So how long have you been fixing bikes for and doing all that?
How long have I been fixing bikes for?
Aren't you an expert? That's not nice. Come on.
Anyway. All right. So this was in New South Wales. So the guy he wasn't wearing a uniform, but he was actually a police officer from New South Wales, right?
Yes, he is.
And he was giving you grief because he was saying that he was going to seize your bike because you didn't know how to turn it on or something. Like, what's the story with that? Like, why was he giving you grief about that?
Yeah, well, with that bike, I don't own the bike. That company called Flight Risk, they gave me that bike to use while I was in Sydney. And, you know, I got the bike on Friday night, the night I arrived in Sydney. And on Saturday, the next day at night, pulled up to the ride out, there was just tons of cops, heaps. And as soon as I rocked up to the middle of the crowd, bang, they came after me straight away. And I was there for about an hour talking to these police. They were trying to take the bike. That was their whole goal.
You hadn't even had a chance to ride it yet.
I did to get to the park.
Yeah.
But besides that, no. And then, he's trying to figure out how to turn on this bike. And this guy's a bike expert. He's telling me he's been around the world fixing bikes, blah, blah, blah. And he doesn't even know how to turn on this bike. It has a chain as well. So I was pedaling it like a push bike.
Yeah.
So he was getting angry because I didn't know how to turn it on. I'm like, man, the company gave me the bike. That's all I know. And he's like, I'm going to have to seize the bike. You don't know how to ride the bicycle. I'm like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to turn on an e-bike, you're going to seize it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Half of these cops don't even know what they're talking about. They're just yapping and just hoping they can take the bike or give you a fine. And then he was trying to figure it out, how to turn it on. And then we found out how to turn it on eventually. And then he's like testing it, trying to see what's, if it's actually legal or not. And eventually he started talking crap to me, started saying, you know nothing about bikes. I've been around the world, all that. And then he's like, do you know who Todd Lyons is? I'm like, no. He's like, oh my God. He was angry because I didn't know this guy.
I don't know either. Who is Tom Lyons?
He's some BMX rider in America.
Right. Okay.
He's like, oh, that's my friend. And he has a big name in the bike scene. And, he's like an owner of SC Bikes, which is a bike company. And I'm like, all right, cool. Why are you telling me this? I don't care.
Sounds like he's jealous.
Yeah. And then he starts saying, you know how much trouble you've caused for the bike scene? I'm like, what are you saying? He said there was going to be bike ramps or bike parks built in some type of areas in Sydney, but they said no because of all these bike events and all this chaos apparently. And I'm like, how is that my problem? Like, I can't control that. And he seemed very hurt about it. And, I'm not trying to laugh because I don't want to get in trouble in Sydney. I'm not in Melbourne. It's a whole different state. So I'm just like, trying to play cool. And, and then they found out they can't seize the bike. And the look on his face was so funny, man. He looked like he was about to cry. But, they didn't take the bike that night after trying for like an hour. And then, that night he was talking to a few other people trying to give fines. And he's like, oh, you better watch tomorrow. I'm going to give you some fines. Yeah, and all that. And, it's just normal. You just adapt to that condition and just that treatment. So, like, I guess it's normal for me. But maybe for someone that hasn't been through that, it's probably a lot to understand and see.
Yeah, it doesn't help trust in the police force, I imagine, which isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving away from the police for a minute, you said before that like this is part of a global movement, and you've gone like to all different places throughout the world. Tell us a bit about like some of your experiences overseas. I think you said you went to Vietnam.
Yeah, I did. I went to Vietnam, and Vietnam, man, I love it. I want to go back. I want to move.
I haven't met a single person that's been to Vietnam and didn't love it and didn't rave about it. Like I know heaps of people who've gone there. Everyone loves it. So I don't know. Yeah. I guess I got to go there. I've never been there.
Yeah, it's such a nice place. I went there to make bike videos, do a few ride-outs, and over there the bike scene it's kind of new. It's building up, and there was only a few people that I was riding with. 30. Actually, it's a lot for something that's new in their country, and just the people there, man. They were treating me like family. After we were riding, we went to get dinner together, sit down at the park, and it's just a bike culture can bring you together. These guys, some of them, their English wasn't their best, but we still connected through bikes. Yeah. So bike life is a worldwide thing. It's around America, Jamaica, the UK, everywhere. And, going there, I was just happy and, riding with these boys, doing wheelies, going to these new areas in Vietnam, just exploring. It was just a wonderful experience that I want to do again. But, even there, I think they have some issues with the police.
Yeah, right.
So it's the police, there's always issues around the world with this bike stuff.
And what about America? Have you been over to America to see what's going on there?
I did, but not for riding. I was only there for a bit. But even in America, it's just 10 times bigger than everywhere else. They get thousands of people coming out. They have heaps of YouTubers, heaps of content creators. The list goes on. And that's been going on since the 90s or the 80s there. So that's why it's kind of normal there as well.
And what do you see as the future of all this? So it seems like a movement that's sort of evolving in some ways, because you said like it sort of started off as just push bikes and now e-bikes are joining in, and it's sort of like more diverse, and it's becoming more global as well, including throughout Asia. Yeah. So like, where do you see this movement sort of heading?
Yeah, well, this bike life movement is not going to stop. It's going to keep on growing, especially because those people that are in high school, primary school, they all start riding and then their friends start riding. So that kind of as well helps grow bike life. And I did ask a kid that comes to my ride. I'm like, hey, man, like, does everyone ride, in your high school? Like, is it big? He's like, yeah. I'm like, wow. Because when I was in high school, that wasn't normal. It was just all gaming or just hanging out on the roads. being a street kid. So the bike life scene is going to keep on growing. There's going to be more YouTubers, all those types of people out there, and it's going to grow, especially as well, more with the adults. I've seen and noticed a lot of adults joining now, and which is good. I want that. That's normal in America. They've got heaps of adults that are in the bike scene. It's just going to keep on going. And look, if the police don't like it, the government, they need to find a solution. Get a big property of land where they can ride their bikes. Maybe get some like jumps, dirt jumps. Those people on the mountain bikes. Put that somewhere there on the land, because you can't go on a skate park and do this type of things. So they need a solution if they're not happy with where it's going, because it's going to keep getting bigger. And how are they going to stop that?
And if you were me, like in Parliament and talking to the government and had a chance to like push for one thing that the government should do differently, what would you ask the government to do to like help this?
I would say look at the positives and help the community. The community wants to ride, and if you work with us, there wouldn't be no problems. Working together as a team creates a solution. But if they're not going to work with us, it's going to become a problem. And no one wants problems. We only want the best for each other. So maybe look at the positive side of this.
Yeah.
And see the opportunity.
Yeah, that's a great message, and I'll try and deliver it to the government, because I think that they should be working with you guys and facilitating this rather than trying to stomp on it and give people fines. Like the police definitely should be facilitating this, in my view, and informing that these people doing these rides. I think it makes total sense. Yeah. So what's the future for you? I know that you've got a big following on YouTube and Instagram and other social media. So do you see this as some sort of career for yourself, making money out of social media or bikes or sponsors? Like lots of people do that, I guess. Yeah.
Well, look, if I get big enough, I would probably move overseas, because to keep doing content in this country, it's hard. There's even this rap group called 1-4, and they had a lot of problems as well, but they do music, and it's anytime you have an impact in this country, there's a problem that comes with it. So for me, I would probably have to move overseas if I want to keep doing this. And I hope I do get to that stage. Who knows where the future is going to take me. And I'm just going to keep recording videos, be myself. I'm not going to change for no one. And if it all works out, then I'll be at the top.
That's good. So if people want to follow you on social media or find out more, where do they go?
Yeah, well, you can go onto my YouTube page, which is called Forte, Forte, and it's not pronounced Fort, it's Forte. Some people get that wrong.
Yeah, I got it right. That's good.
David did. And my Instagram is just Jordan Forte. It should show up. And yeah, that's what I really use for social media.
Yeah. So, please go and follow Jordan and check out what's going on. And if you see these guys riding bikes, don't assume that they're up to no good, because they're probably just a bunch of guys going out and having fun. And that seems a whole lot better than a lot of other things that are going on in Melbourne at the moment. So I fully support it. So thanks so much for coming in and talking with me today, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Dave.